Well, I hope the headline on this video, with me posting it, gets some people's attention and lets them maybe pass this video on. I hope everybody that sees this video will share it with their Facebook page and their YouTube page or wherever. And I think this needs to be said. And I'm gonna be as blunt and as hardcore honest as possible about this. And I'm gonna try to be as nice as possible about this. If you have a dog or a cat as a pet, you need to have it spayed or neutered. We do not need any more dogs and cats in Oklahoma, nor do we need them in any other state in America or in this entire world. These people that take these dogs and cats and drops them off at the end of a road, of a dirt road, thinking that that's more humane than taking them to an animal shelter because they're afraid they'll be euthanized at the animal shelter. What you don't realize, you are giving these animals a death sentence, period. They do not know how to survive in the wild, and they will not survive in the wild. I've seen it. You cannot teach an animal to be wild. Not a domesticated cat or a dog. What happens is they get out there and they starve to death. Or the wildlife that's out there, because it has the wild streak in it, kills them. While they're alive, they tear them apart. And then you hear the screaming and the yelling, and it makes me sick to my stomach. That is not humane. I have literally watched, a few years back, there was about 5 dogs, Labrador dogs, that showed up. Somebody had taken and dropped off at the end of a road. These were healthy looking animals. But they wouldn't come up to anybody because they didn't know them. They would stand back and bark at them. If I could have got them to come up to me, I'd have taken them to an animal shelter. But because I couldn't, and they didn't know how to survive, I watched them for the next 3 or 4 months go from healthy looking animals to skin and bones. Then pretty soon, where there was 5 dogs, there was 4, then 3, then 2, then none. Whoever dropped them off didn't do the animals any favor. They gave them a death sentence. They don't know how to be wild. Even cats. If you think, I see on Craigslist all the time, free barn cat. You know, they think you can have these kittens and release them in a barn and they'll survive off of eating mice and stuff. They won't. They don't know how. They're depending on you to feed them because they're domesticated. If you ever seen a cat catch a mouse, they'll catch it, a domesticated cat, they'll catch it, they'll play with it, they'll let it go, then they'll go catch it again, and they keep on doing it over and over again until the mouse dies. Then one day you wake up, you walk in your kitchen, you see a dead mouse on the floor. Because the cat doesn't know that that's its food. It's depending on you for the food. Please, if you have a cat or a dog, have it spayed or neutered. When you take them out here and drop them off somewhere, these people in the country, they're not going to take care of these animals. They don't have time for it, nor do they want to. They'll run them off or they'll shoot them. I hope people hear this and understand this. Get your animals spayed or neutered. Or if you cannot afford them, do not drop them off somewhere unless it's an animal shelter or a humane society. That's what they are there for. At least there they will have a 50% chance of either being adopted out or having being shipped to another state where somebody will take care of them. But they're not going to survive in the wild. I saw it this morning while I'm out there hunting, and it pisses me off because it's cruelty to animals. And you say, well, you're hunting out there. Everything I hunt, I eat. That's my vegetables. I harvest it. And to be honest with you, I'll show you. This deer right here, it would have been cheaper for me to go to a store and buy food than it would be to hunt this deer. Because this deer right here costs probably thousands of dollars. Between having it hanging on my walls, $450 just for this mount. The clothes, the ammo, the license to do it. We're also doing herd conservation. Because if you get too many of them, they won't survive, and then the whole herd starves to death. But domesticated animals will not survive in the wild. They don't know how. So please, stop dropping your animals off at the end of a road thinking you're giving them a better life or a better chance to survive, because you're giving them a death sentence.